Hello, we are going to be giving you a financial report. You'll hear several people speaking, but the take home I want you to have is the direction, the trajectory that the church is on, number one, and number two, how things are managed and whether the financial affairs are in good hands or not. Ryan Van was our chairman of the finance committee. He emigrated to the UK in December. Mark Alexander stepped in temporarily to chair and keep the ship steady. And Eddie Thompson has just taken over as a temporary chair. He'll do temporary chairing until the beginning of July. And then after that, Pilot Moyo will chair until September, at which time, or by which time, we want to have a new chairman ensconced, someone who knows the ropes and knows very well the direction we want to go in as a financial committee. Let me introduce the members of the financial committee to you. Mark, I've already mentioned, he's a member of the team, and his wife Lynn as well, well known to all of you. And then Paolo is our treasurer. Paolo, P-A-O-L-O. Paolo, our Italian, he's actually an actuary. So he's highly trained and gifted in these matters. But I love him because he can make very complicated things simple for a financial simpleton, such as I am. Trish does the bookkeeping. We work on a budget system. What that means is each department is given an amount of money every month to work with in order to do the things that they do. Every year, we'll do it again in June, I think it is. We then set out budgets for the following year. It's not just an ad hoc, okay, you can have this, you can do that, you can do that. Things are worked out very systematically, but generosity underpins everything that we do. We are audited, externally audited by Marwick and Company. It's an auditing company that's based in Natal, and we have a very good working relationship with them, and they audit us and actually give us glowing reports for the hard work that the treasurer and the chairman and everybody else does. I'm just so glad to have people like this around me and keep the church finances running straight and true.
Good morning, TPC. My name is Paolo, and I'm part of the finance team. I'm the treasurer, and it's a blessing to be part of this group of amazing people. If we start off thinking and looking at our monthly tithes, I'm going to do a bit of a recap. Between 2019 and 2020, we saw a significant increase in monthly tithes. It was in the region of 11%, and that's despite the hardship that COVID brought for many people. Looking at the last year, so 2021, and comparing that against the previous year, we've seen another significant increase in monthly tithing. We are, as a congregation, giving an additional 11% more in 2021 compared to 2020. When we think about monthly tithes, what it is a reflection of to me is it is a collection of people. It's the same people that are making a committed decision and they're acting on it every month, and it's been happening for a very long time, and we're looking at 3 years of history, but these comparisons show that as a collective we're giving more to God. Got a message from Pastor Jeff, and he drew attention to the fact that for March 2022 monthly tithes reached a level of 400,000 Rand, and that in the history of the TPC it's one of the highest months of giving. And now having a look at the number of people giving, something which which really drew our attention to is between 2019 and 2020, we saw a significant increase in the number of people giving electronically. It was a really large increase, and that you can see on the graph by the blue dots. There are many different avenues of giving that as a congregation has demonstrated generosity, great generosity. And there are 4 main areas that we focus on. So the one is Beyond These Walls, our giving to missions, our outreach. The other is Hope Bags, an initiative that TPC began in 2020 and that gained big support. The Heartbeat offering, which was a once-off call for giving in June 2019, and the Building Fund. 1.6 million rand was raised between 2016 and 2018. And that money was used to renovate the parents' room, to renovate the chat room. If you look at the kids area outside, all of that was made possible through the building project. Now, Beyond These Walls has been part of the DNA of the People's Church since long before I ever came to the church, which was quite a long time ago. We can see that number, if we look at the monthly average, has been dropping in recent times. So something we need to be aware of is that there has been a steady decline over time. So back in 2014, the amount given to Beyond These Walls represented about 8% of tithes. And just to mention again, Beyond These Walls giving has always been over and above tithing. So it's not something which gets redirected away from tithes, but it's something which the congregation has given over and above. And back in 2014, it was about 8% of tithes. Looking to 2021, it now represents 4%. So in relative terms, it's about halved. What it means is that we have more limited support for missionaries. And it's remiss of me not to highlight that looking at 2019, 2020, the giving over and above tithes was significant, it was high. It just went to other sources as well.
Thank you, Paulo. So grateful for people like Paulo who has this phenomenal gift to put everything that I can't make sense of into one graph so that we can see it. And it's a value for us to be able to look at these things just like that. This is what it is. And it's also important because as a church, we want to be impactful. Last week we had baptisms and we got to hear a little bit of their stories. What a joy to see someone's life be made new. What a joy to see the kids learning about Jesus. What a joy to hear of a marriage restored. What a joy to see someone putting up their hand for the first time and learning about the good news of Jesus. And there's so many more other stories. But this practical hard data that we're talking about is just a part of it. This is a part of the big story. And you and me, we might bring 50 Rand to the table. We might bring 50,000 Rand to the table. I don't know, whatever it is. It's not one person, it's all of us together making this happen and saying, God, use me. Use the little bit that I have or the much that I have and just use it for your kingdom. And I'm so encouraged. We're on a journey as a church. We have things that we're learning and making better and we're all learning as we go. But as we are going, it's encouraging to see just how Jesus is using what we are doing. So I'm encouraged. I hope you're encouraged. And thank you for being generous. We are a generous church and we're grateful for that.